If you're having trouble quitting porn or masturbating too much, then these semen retention benefits may just change your life. I'll talk more about them in just a minute, but first, let's get some definitions. What is semen retention? Semen retention is the practice of withholding your semen and allowing your masculine energy to build up over time. This occurs in many cultures across the globe and across history, with many famous individuals who have taken advantage of it with enormous success, including Steve Jobs, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Leonardo da Vinci, Nikola Tesla, Dalai Lama. These guys became unstoppable by maximizing their masculine energy through semen retention. Semen retention benefits versus NoFap. These two often get confused with one another, but they're not the same thing. Under the NoFap model, the focus is on quitting porn and masturbation, whereas with semen retention, it goes a step further in harnessing your masculinity, with no ejaculation even during sex. As you can imagine, it's a challenge, but well worth it. It's far easier to live a life of freedom, focus, and motivation once your energy is back within your control and you're harnessing it correctly. Think of the things you can achieve when your energy is at 100% every day. You'll become unstoppable like the guys listed above. Whether you want to be an athlete, entrepreneur, real estate investor, or philosopher, semen retention will help you to get there. Semen retention monk mode. One thing I would suggest stacking semen retention with is monk mode. The two really go hand in hand. Semen retention is what builds up your energy and masculinity. Monk mode is the lifestyle and is the vehicle through which you apply that new energy. Semen retention is great, but you don't want to be pairing it with an unsuitable lifestyle, like going out and getting drunk twice per week, or being distracted by girls left, right, and center. If you combine it with monk mode, however, you're going to get an intense combination that really allows you to transform into a beast, physically, financially, emotionally, etc. Let's now get into the nitty-gritty of semen retention and why it's so important. The problems with ejaculating too often. On a basic, biological level, you're convincing yourself that your reproductive mission is now complete. This means you're free to kick back, relax, and become a beta male. It's a big problem. If you want to make more money, get more jacked, or have more real-life sex, then you want your motivation for all these things to be sky-high, not rock bottom. Ejaculating all the time leads to the latter. It leads to lower testosterone. Wasting your semen will absolutely tank your testosterone over the mid to long term for all the reasons I'm about to list. We're not just talking about the immediate effect. We're talking about everything else that it leads to over the weeks, months, and years. So yes, over time, ejaculating too often will make you less of a man on a very physical level. And in contrast to this, semen retention will indeed boost testosterone. Quite a few guys have seen increases of up to 44% in their total T levels in a very short time span, meaning more muscle, more recovery, better sleep, and a greater overall quality of life. Too much ejaculating, it leads to depression. This is closely linked to the unbelievable dopamine response you get, especially if you watch porn on a regular basis. The more dopamine you blast your brain with, the higher the future threshold becomes in order for you to be happy. Thus, you get addicted to that new dopamine high and exacerbate the vicious cycle. Depression lurks just around the corner. Ejaculation often leads to social anxiety. Social anxiety just means lower social confidence in certain situations. A lot of people say it's not real, but just like depression, there are very real chemical manifestations that are a result of modern-day realities. Ejaculating all the time can lead to feelings of guilt, erectile dysfunction, poorer eye contact, and worsen social skills. It's almost like your subconscious knows that you've not really earned all this ejaculation and that it's fake. Powerful semen retention benefits. Alright, time to get to the good stuff. These semen retention benefits may just save your life, especially if you're depressed, your testosterone is low, or you have no drive to chase your dreams. This stuff is critical, especially if you learn how to transmute your sexual energy and have non-ejaculatory sex. Benefit 1. Boost in testosterone. I'm not just talking about semen retention science here. This means many studies show testosterone peaking after 7 days of NoFap, or the study shows an increase in testosterone after 3 weeks of semen retention. The real testosterone benefits come when you have more energy for the gym and start gaining more muscle mass while avoiding the foods that kill testosterone. Having a regular amount of testosterone will allow your muscles to develop correctly and help you to maintain muscle mass. Men that are low in testosterone can certainly feel a decrease in muscle mass and have trouble building muscle mass. One thing that you should be aware of, however, is that even with the proper amount of testosterone, you will not be able to build much muscle mass unless you are working out and exercising to put in the work. If you want to maximize your muscle mass, you should seek to increase your testosterone levels and work out and exercise frequently. Or when you start building your financial empire and live the life of your dreams. And when you completely reset your dopamine levels and in the process, free yourself from depression. Benefit 2, it's an antidepressant. This is very closely linked to low testosterone, and unfortunately is one of the most common mental illnesses of the modern era. The good news though is things like semen retention and exercise and vitamin D are incredibly powerful for boosting your mood. You do not need drugs. All you need is to start covering your health basics, getting more sunlight, and avoiding losing semen for 3 weeks, and you'll start to notice a massive difference in your well-being. Benefit 3, you'll become more attractive to women. Because you're no longer wasting your precious masculine energy, you'll have a more masculine vibe, higher levels of confidence, and higher testosterone. We're talking behavioral attraction or that alpha vibe. It helps a lot when dealing with an alpha widow girlfriend and preventing hypergamy from destroying your life. If you apply all this masculine energy correctly and direct it towards lifting weights and getting to 10% body fat, you will seriously improve your looks within a matter of months. Semen retention allows for looks maxing on steroids. Due to all this newfound energy, all you need to do is channel it into the right activities. And the good news is that you'll naturally have more motivation for productive activities, mainly due to the desensitization to dopamine. When your brain is so used to being overloaded with dopamine every day by Instagram or Pornhub, it's difficult to get motivated to get to work or lift weights. But once these things have been removed, your motivation levels simply skyrocket. Benefit 4, it boosts your immune system. Things like viruses, infections, and illnesses are less common due to semen retention. This is how powerful your masculine energy is when it's retained. It's your life's energy and contains essential vitamins and nutrients. Benefit 5, you will become more socially dominant. Semen retention leads to improved social confidence, better interactions, and a more masculine energy from you. As you can imagine, this can lead to a lot of other opportunities, assuming you capitalize on them and put yourself out there. Opportunities, including dating opportunities because women love dominant men. Career opportunities because people will gravitate toward you in interviews and at work in general. Financial opportunities because you'll make better decisions with money due to self-control. The list really is endless when it comes to interactions with others. Benefit 6, sky-high focus. In a world of never-ending distractions and competing for attention online, staying focused and steering clear from negative distractions is a top-tier skill in itself. I mean that with 100% seriousness. Semen retention makes this easier. This laser focus and drive can be applied to anything. Perhaps it's a side hustle. Maybe it's a new project at work. Often it's a new hobby. Whatever it is, your mind is 100% under your control. Back in the 1950s, your grandpa and grandma didn't have to worry about this. They went to work, they got on with it, and the newspaper and sex was their entertainment. None of it was a huge dopamine distraction. But in the modern world, you need to learn how to avoid the pitfalls of the modern man. And focus destroyers are one of the biggest ones. Semen retention is your powerful weapon against these. Benefit 7, improved sleep quality. This one again is closely linked to testosterone. It's also a bit of a chicken and egg scenario. Low testosterone leads to poorer sleep quality, and then sleeping less than 6 hours per night leads to a further decrease in testosterone and sky-high cortisol levels. A lot of guys who are addicted to porn have sleep issues, and semen retention will solve that. You'll find yourself sleeping deeper and for longer, which also leads to immune system benefits. Are these semen retention benefits sustainable? The semen retention benefits are completely sustainable, but quite a lot of guys worry about flatlining or not ejaculating frequently enough. These are very valid concerns, but I tend to divide them into the short term and the long term. Flatlining is a short-term phenomenon that a lot of guys go through that just fixes itself naturally. But the low ejaculation frequency is more of a long-term concern that I think requires a real solution. A more balanced one that people don't talk about enough on online forums or in YouTube videos. I'm going to outline the solution to a low ejaculation frequency just below, and it's something you may want to think about over the long haul once you're having some success with this stuff. Here are some common fears guys have and problems they need to work through. NoFap and semen retention flatlining. A lot of guys talk about flatlining after beginning semen retention, usually a few weeks after. Flatlining comes in two flavors, a sexual flatline and then an emotional flatline. The sexual flatline is simply when your body is getting accustomed to no longer being completely overloaded with dopamine. It realizes the sexual activity has gone down and essentially turns on the reboot button. During this brief phase, guys often experience zero sex drive, zero interest in women, etc. It usually only lasts a few days though. An emotional flatline is a little different. Their emotions just go completely flat. They're not happy or excited about things that usually excite them. They're pretty numb about most things. This is most likely because the body is going through a dopamine overhaul, leading to most things not seem very exciting, due to the relative lack of dopamine compared to watching porn and masturbating. When doing semen retention, you will accumulate a ton of internal energy, and this is powerful in many ways as explained before. It will help you financially, with lifting weights, with martial arts, and with your social relationships. But you can potentially run into problems with the unhealthy release of this sexual energy in antisocial ways, or during times when you're least expecting it. You don't want this energy to magnify negative emotions. For instance, you must remove any addictions first. Once you're free, you can release that sexual energy only as often as you truly need to before you encounter problems. Balance out the increased energy with some downtime too. I believe the balance will vary from one man to the next. Another point is that you'll eventually start getting more women interested in you. And a very healthy way to release this sexual energy is with them as opposed to porn or social media. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more. Also, don't forget to share this with your friends and leave a comment below with your thoughts. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. X King out.